What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. I hope everyone's doing really great today. It is Friday. How was your holiday? Did you guys have a good time? So I need to know, who talked about crypto at Thanksgiving? Did you guys bring it up? Did you not talk about it? Did somebody ask you about it? Because I'm really curious. Just definitely drop below. Let me know what happened. I'll be honest, we did talk about it a little bit, but people in my family know that I literally talk about crypto every day, so they actually came to me and were curious kind of about what was going on. So it's a little bit of a different situation, but let me know what happened with you. Also, hope everyone's feeling good today. I know things can get a little crazy. Hopefully everybody didn't have too much to drink. I hope you're feeling all right today, guys. I can't imagine listening to this crazy guy, hungover. So anyway, let's talk about the good news. Let's see what's going on. Seriously though, thank you so much for coming back and joining. So today we do have the crypto ETP tracking Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Litecoin has officially started trading on the 6th Swiss exchange. And how does the market react? Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. So anyway, moving on, having a look, the interesting thing that we do see today is that Bitcoin dominance has actually gone up. It was not really moving, which was strange. Usually when prices tank quickly, you tend to see people putting their money into Bitcoin. Actually, what happened was they had gone into XRP, but now you can see XRP is actually falling faster than Bitcoin again, but it's still maintaining its number 6 spot. Now, this morning when I woke up, Stellar was actually in 4th place, and within a few hours, Bitcoin Cash has overtaken it again, but those guys are just duking it out. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we still have Verus up 105%. I don't really know what's going on with that, guys. We have Augur, Revain, Factum, Bitcoin Diamond, Aurora, Theta, and then DAI, Arc, Mobile Go, and then we just go into a bunch of stable coins. Obviously, looking at this, I have not readjusted my chart just yet because we've literally just been falling straight down. So it doesn't really give me much of an indicator for where we're going from here. So the thing that I wanted to talk about was comparing the Bitcoin bubble to some other bubbles. You could see right here, they go into Mississippi, Tulips, South Sea, and NASDAQ Composite. The craziest one is the Tulip Bulb Mania. I don't know if you guys probably know about that by now, right? People were selling tulip bulbs. I mean, look at this thing. This thing didn't even have like a correctional downtrend. It literally just went straight up and then just like turned around and just fell straight down. So it's not that bad, guys. Now, the interesting thing though is if you look at Google Trends for Bitcoin searches, they are actually up, which is interesting. So if you can see right here, I know my head's probably in the way, but if I zoom in right here, we have, as of November 20th, it's the highest search result as far as the past month is concerned. But in the same hand, we also have, is Bitcoin dead? Also at an all-time high as of November 20th, as you can see right here. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But people are interested. They are looking. So they had a little bit of a panel over here on Cointelegraph. They had some experts on it in the space, at least some well-known people in the space, who's really an expert at this point. So obviously they had the Pomp, they had Tone Vase, and one of the things that they were basically saying is that, right here, it says Bitcoin was overpriced all year. A lot of these guys being in the space for quite some time really think that what happened in December was the weird thing. Like what's happening now is just a reaction to the madness that happened before. So as you can see down here, Tone Vase goes on and he says that no factor that catalyzed crypto's recent crash that he could really explain except for just retail investment is why we went up so fast. He says there wasn't really a catalyst behind Bitcoin's monumental run-up, with the exception of the fact that it just started gaining in price and it just snowballed, right? So simply put, he just says it was overpriced, and it has been for the past year. They also had Alex Tapscott on as well. He's the co-author of Blockchain Revolution. And he went on to say, what's compounding is that I think is that over the past year, a bunch of people went and raised a lot of money for funds, ICOs, nearing the 1-year maturity date where typically investors are able to redeem. So essentially he's saying that on top of everything, we're having that catalyst of the fact that a lot of these guys have raised a lot of money, and the investors who actually get their funds released over time, because when you invest in like ICOs, especially like these guys that get pre-sales, they don't get all the tokens at once. They get released over, certain, maybe like every 2 months or something something like that. Well, if now it's been a year, they're going to have all of it, and all of those funds are going to be dumping out basically all over the market, right? So the other thing to add is from a historical perspective, Pompliano explained that a $3,000 price bottom could also be logical, noting that historically Bitcoin's drawdowns have been over 80%, whereas we're only currently sitting around 75% now. I know what you're thinking. Can we actually go down more? I mean, guys, historically, if you look at what we've done, there's a possibility. The thing is that there's still a lot of people in the game. If Bitcoin collapses, if we start to see a rundown towards 3,000, well, this thing's going to be a monster, and there's definitely going to be people running for the exits. These guys, these weak hands, they're going to just leave. You know, it's going to be full-on depression. And unfortunately, it seems that that's what it takes for markets to actually turn around, is for them to become so grim and so full of despair that people literally give up. Are we there yet? I don't know. But it's definitely been a lot of negative news lately. I will say that. Whereas I noticed if we had kind of jokingly followed CNBC every time they had talked about something positively, well, you had seen the price tank. So I do wonder if all of a sudden everyone's super bearish on Bitcoin. You know, you see where I'm going with this. But, you know, the thing that I wanted to point out too is that for Bitcoin, in order to actually hit that, 80, 85, let's say 85% pullback, you'd have to have a $2,950 Bitcoin. So talking about that guy that we spoke about the other day from Susquehanna, Bart Smith, he actually went on to say that what basically has led to the second problem is the new capital on-ramp that we don't really have a good way to get on and off. Liquidity's still difficult. There was a tweet I saw this morning about a guy that's like, oh, cool, there's this new dApp, I'd love to use it. Oh, but hold on. First set up a Coinbase account, then get verified, then buy something, then send it to this account, then set up a MetaMask, then connect your MetaMask, then grant access, right? And, it's like 10 steps, right? So that's basically what they were saying. So they talk about how we had seen price stability for a while, but we really need that liquidity, right? So we were sitting around $6,000, volatility got really high, and then all of a sudden, we had the Bitcoin fork, and you guys know what happened after that. Everybody lost complete confidence in the market. It was the worst timing possible to pull some shenanigans like that. So now everyone's relying on Bakkt and Fidelity, but then we get the news that Bakkt is literally being pushed back. Right? So not a lot of good news from that camp either. But the one thing that some people were pointing out is how we are ridiculously oversold. The 14-day relative strength index, or the RSI, is below 30 for the 9th day straight. So this is crazy. Okay? We are definitely in oversold territory, but hey, we're talking about crypto here. That doesn't mean anything. We don't know. It's still, I don't know. A lot of people say wild, wild west. Are we still in the wild, wild west? We kind of have gone maybe, with the SEC coming in, maybe it's like the wild, wild west steampunk edition with like Will Smith and stuff. Maybe we're in that wild west. So like basically you also have these guys over here. Now this is BitPay, okay? Now they're extremely bullish, and the COO basically says he has a target of 15,000 to 20,000 by the end of 2019. He expects the next big price action to come when these mainstream financial sector giants like Fidelity and Bakkt actually come in the space. And I think that's what a lot of people have honestly just been waiting for. Other than that, we don't really have that catalyst. Now, talking about Satoshi's vision, because we got to talk about this, versus Bitcoin Cash, yes. So the Globy team, and I would think that they're not the first people to do this, have issued this in an email that says we would like to inform all of our merchants that we will no longer be supporting Bitcoin Cash. As per our previous email, Bitcoin Cash has recently gone through a hard fork. This left a lot of users dubious with regards to ongoing support for Bitcoin Cash. Due to the uncertain future of Bitcoin Cash, we have decided to remove it from our service suite. We would like to say thank you for your continuous support. So basically, these guys are just saying, screw it. We don't even feel like dealing with this, right? And I've seen a lot of the same sentiment with this whole Bitcoin Cash thing as well. What's interesting is with the whole fact that the Bitcoin Cash debacle has been going on, somebody reopened a can of worms from back in the day. Now, you might recall there was some huge suspicions for insider trading when it came to Coinbase's listing for Bitcoin Cash. I remember sitting there, I was going to bed actually, just kind of like checking through my phone, and all of a sudden I go into my Coinbase, and all of a sudden it's just like, we've listed Bitcoin Cash. And I was just like, what? And I remember the price spiked all the way up to $9,000. I kid you not. And they ended up shutting down trading. Actually, I'm going to read you exactly what they ended up doing. And it was just madness. And it's funny because if you go back to their records now, look, I'll show you the picture. Here it is right here. This is a screenshot. And it was higher than this. It touched $9,000. And that's, so that's a 300% increase in a day. And this was all the run up to just before it got listed, okay? So anyway, let me get to the story. So there's basically a new amended class action complaint that's being filed against Coinbase, providing more detail on how insiders allegedly profited from the rollout of their Bitcoin Cash when they did this in December. So the document filed November 20th basically outlines why the plaintiffs believe that Coinbase made false and deceptive statements about its rollout of the Bitcoin Cash fork, how the exchange allegedly caused Bitcoin Cash's price to spike while simultaneously depressing Bitcoin's price, and how insiders who knew Coinbase would list Bitcoin Cash were able to allegedly buy and sell the token before other customers. Now, we know that in traditional stocks, this is illegal, okay? Insider trading is definitely not cool. So, long story short, as a consequence of the scheme, the individual defendants and Coinbase enabled Coinbase to earn significant fees from the trades of its customers, from which Coinbase earned a spread over an inflated price for Bitcoin Cash, and to avoid a run on the company by sellers anxious to take advantage of the inflated price by closing down trading within minutes of the launch to all except certain insiders who were positioned to and did sell Bitcoin Cash at an inflated price during the launch. So the amended complaint alleges that the rollout failed to abide by the token listing standards of GDAX, which was the Global Digital Asset Exchange, which recently has been rebranded to Coinbase Pro. Okay? So further, Coinbase said it would let investors know ahead of time when it would permit Bitcoin Cash withdrawals. It instead opened up withdrawals without warning, basically. So when Bitcoin Cash was listed, only purchase orders were permitted on the platform, causing the price to spike to the ridiculously high price that I just showed you. So basically, that's the situation that's going on. Here's the proof. If you check Coinbase now, they've conveniently erased this. Like, there's no existence of it ever going this high, but I was there and I saw it with my own eyes, and it was freaking madness. So that's what a lot of people are pissed off about. Just got to bring that up. It's happening again. But meanwhile, over in Bitcoin land, nothing but just happy news. We're doing very well. Bitcoin Lightning Network is now up to $2 million in capacity. The number of channels has also skyrocketed to more than 12,000. So as you can see, Bitcoin, everything's doing just great. Bitcoin Cash, a lot of issues. The one thing I wanted to bring up before we move on is that Bitcoin's daily transfer volume is actually close to overtaking Mastercard's. So it's roughly around 73%. So it's not like about to take it over, but it's pretty damn high. Mastercard has a daily volume of around 11 billion. According to the company's public records, Bitcoin, on the other hand, transfers around 8 billion per day. So 73%. So basically, supposing a daily transfer volume of $8 billion, Bitcoin would have an annual volume of $3 trillion. It also should be noted that it is indeed a large number for any transfer system, especially in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies move high values despite significantly low transactions per capacity. It could therefore be speculated that all cryptocurrencies put together rival Mastercard's daily transfers. This is despite having a far lower capacity in transactions per second. Nevertheless, this might be explained by the fact that cryptocurrencies are worth more than $1, some of them, moreover, although cryptocurrency transactions could be worth billions. Mastercard's volume mostly stems from small purchases, which we know that microtransactions are not exactly the greatest for Bitcoin. The other thing to be noted too is, where is the volume coming from? I mean, obviously, most of this volume is coming from exchanges. So it's not really the same, because whereas MasterCard, people are actually purchasing goods, actually going out there and using it as cash, Bitcoin is being used a lot just for trading and just for, moving from one exchange to another or one wallet to another, right? So you're not actually using it to buy goods. Which begs the question, is Bitcoin currently actually a better store of value than it is a currency? And this is a debate that we could literally have a whole nother video for. But it's just one thing to note the fact that there is that much volume. In fact, I do have a chart right here, which I'll drop in the description below if you guys want to see the comparison between all the different top coins. And then obviously, you know, Visa, or you could just Mastercard, you could look at what they do over there as well. So I also wanted to talk about ICOs. So at least 12 ICO projects have raised over $50 million in their token sale and have yet to launch. You are seeing ICOs holding on for dear life, hodling. They are literally not dropping these tokens to investors yet. They are not listing them on exchanges. They are very, very nervous about these markets. It does beg the question, though, what happens when these coins do officially get released? So over here, you know, Arthur Hayes was saying that these deals have massive valuations and many of the most venerated token funds took large chunks. It's unclear when, if ever, these deals will ever list on the secondary market. And, you know, he said, given the large amount of token supply out there, who's actually going to buy these tokens, especially in this market? He goes on to say 2019 is going to be the year of reckoning for many funds. If things come to the market, there will be no accounting tricks to hide the gargantuan losses that these funds will post. And we've also seen a lot of VCs closing their doors, shutting down, a lot of them having 60% plus losses. And, you know, these guys don't get paid if you don't get paid. So if they don't make money, it's pretty much a loss for everybody. So we'll see what's going on with that. You can see right here a few of them they talk about. You have the Telegram, Filecoin, Dfinity, Polkadot, T0, Basis, Orchid Protocol, Hashgraph, Rootstock, Algorand, Cosmos, and Oasis Labs. So if you guys want, this is the actual detailed report right here. So I'll leave that for you guys as well. Also, just kind of talking about some Black Friday news of the day. Ledger Nano S's matte black version is currently half price. So you guys know I love my Ledger. I have a black one too. So yeah, half off, guys. You could literally get 2 for 1. So if you guys want, you know, shameless plug, I do have an affiliate link below. You could use it if you want. You don't have to. It'll help support the channel. But either way, guys, that's ridiculous. That's 2 for 1. Literally. Now, getting on to some coin news, we have SBI Ripple Asia has recently partnered with the Japanese Payment Card Consortium to fight fraud with blockchain technology. So according to Banking Tech's article, the participating company plans to prevent the damages caused by fraudulent transactions by sharing data and information on real-time basis along Corda's R3 open source blockchain platform. So obviously that's just more good news for XRP and Ripple. Also wanted to talk about Switcheo doing very well despite what we heard from Aphelion yesterday. You know, did they exit scam? I don't know. I mean, was it an exit scam? Maybe they were just worried about what was going on. They were worried about the SEC. They were probably taking some hits as well. It's kind of up in the air with that one. But, you know, you are seeing guys like Switcheo pushing forward, implementing the ERC20s. So now you have NEP5 tokens and ERC20s as well if you guys want. You could read some of the things that have been going on lately and what their long-term vision is. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Crypto's Chain, who is actually a member of the Crypto Zombies Telegram community. If you guys haven't joined it, the link is below. It's just a good time. We just hang out there, talk crypto all day. And he actually has a podcast, which, you know, there's no image. It's just a podcast with Switcheo. So if you want to kind of like get it directly from the source, you can hop over there and listen to basically what's been going on with Switcheo moving forward. Also, another project that's just really been actually amazing lately is IOTA. So recently, they've had the IOTA Foundation revealing for the first time that it plans to gradually phase out their IOTA network coordinator, which some have been saying is a little bit centralized. And with what we've been seeing with Bitcoin Cash and even some of the things people say about XRP, even what people say about Neo and a lot of these other coins, right? Are they too centralized? So IOTA is combating this. And while IOTA is not actually technically a blockchain, they're a DAG. If you're new, it's a directed acyclic graph, so it works a little bit differently. Just Google it. There's a lot of videos on that. But it does, however, employ a proof of work network security mechanism like a blockchain. So this means that in theory, if a user were to command enough of the network's hashing power, they could bend the consensus rules to do anything that they want, including double spending and network splits. So this is an issue. So basically known as COO or COO, the coordinator, which is controlled by the IOTA Foundation, issues periodic transactions known as milestones if any transaction on the IOTA network is not directly or indirectly referenced by the milestone. It's not confirmed. So while this gives the foundation a certain amount of control over the network, it should be noted that it does not allow for transaction history to be changed or for users' funds to be assessed. So the short answer is that the coordinator can and will be removed when the research team is satisfied and they understand the coordinator-free tangle sufficiently. So there you go. These guys are trying to become more decentralized, which is pretty freaking cool, guys. So really quick, got a couple more things before we go. Wanted to talk about Norway. Their government has actually moved to cease electricity subsidies that are currently available to cryptocurrency miners in its new state budget agreement. As a result, from January 2019 onward, the country's miners will have to pay normal power rates. Okay, I mean, that's understandable. Why should they be treated specially, right? So, ending on, I hate to end on this, guys, but, I just want to show you how, especially Colorado specifically, has just been slamming down on these ICOs. You have the Department of Regulatory Agencies, or DORA, took a firm action against 4 other ICOs, so they've ordered the companies to immediately stop and refrain from conducting all activities as it is in violation of the state finance laws. So this brings the cease and desist orders to a whopping 18 so far in Colorado alone. The affected ICOs now include CyberSmart Coin Invest, CrowdShare Mining, Cred, and Global Pay Net. I've literally heard of none of those, by the way. So while the company's locations are unknown, according to the spokesperson for Colorado's Division of Securities, they advertise their fraudulent products and services to residents of Colorado. So that's basically it for today, guys. Usually I end on like a crazy, happy, kind of funny note, but seriously, that's just basically what's been going on in the week. It's been a lot of regulation, a lot of FUD, a lot of madness with Bitcoin Cash, and a lot of just really downward price action and ridiculous sentiment. But that being said, guys, it is Black Friday. Clearly, there's a lot of deals. Is this the bottom? We don't know, okay? You have to ask yourself, what is your risk versus what is your reward, okay? Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I have bought more cryptocurrencies in this dip. Now, you might think I'm crazy. I probably am crazy, but I value these tokens and I value what they are. In other words, you have to really look at the dollar cost averaging aspect of it, and when the prices go up, maybe they're not going to go back to the all-time highs. Some of these coins are going to definitely die, okay? But at the same time, I look at the accumulation of tokens and I look at the value of those tokens moving forward. And honestly, if you feel right now that it is too much, I stress to people that it's okay to just chill, take a break. You don't have to buy crypto every single weekend. It's good to have, fiat on the side. Why not, And if you're already overly invested, that might just say that basically you have invested more than you're comfortable with losing. And I would say, instead of getting depressed, which we've all been there, I've woken up some days, I don't even want to make videos. I think the thing is to just learn from these types of lessons and move forward. So, that's the best thing that you could do. That's basically what I got to say before I go. Also, thank you to everybody that participated in the thing. So it looks that 56% of you got in 2017, 24% in 2018, 7% in 2016, and 13% of you guys out there are OGs and got in before 2016. So you're probably not even fazed by anything that's going on right now. So that being said, I also wanted to let you guys know, if you did enter to win the Trezor wallet in our blockchain brief newsletter giveaway, the results are in. If you want, you can head over to this Twitter post, and Crypto Candor actually did a live drawing. So we have 3 lucky winners that are winning Trezors. Next month, we'll be giving away 2 Coldlar wallets as well. So if you guys are interested, you can, go get involved. I got the blockchain brief below. You guys could just sign up for free, get the first issue. And if you want, we're giving away 2 wallets next month. So that being said, guys, once again, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It is Friday. It is the weekend. So that is good. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Usually we get all pumped about it being Friday, but yesterday kind of felt like a day off in a way anyway. So that being said, guys, I freaking love you guys, regardless of what you choose to do. Hold on for dear life, cash out for fiat or stable tokens, buy the dip. That's up to you. You know your own threshold, but we all know the power of the tech and what is behind this space. And it is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you once again on this Friday on the Crypto Zombie channel. Thank you to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting, everyone that's been joining the Telegram group, everyone that's been joining the newsletter. You guys freaking rock. That being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.